Hey guys, Pepper here, bringing you something honestly I wanted to share with all of you. For one, I am a huge Ark Survival Evolved fan. Huge, huge. And two, I honestly want to see what you guys think of Ark Survival Evolved Ascended, which is pretty much the remastered version with a new engine, which brings new graphical changes and much needed TLC for quality of life in the game, which I'm hoping I get to see sometime soon. In the future, anyway. So, I haven't seen very much of anything on this, but bits and pieces. So, we're going to watch it all the way through, and then I'm going to go through the video and nitpick on certain things that I find as amazing. Okay? And don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. And tell me what you like about the video. Or what you like about the trailer, anyway. Because Ark Survival Evolved deserves a hand. As in, round of applause. We watched it start to finish, and it's some impeccable, impeccable expectations right now. So let's rewatch it, and let's defunk. Rock details nice. Skin and flex. There's the water physics. Let's get a full better view. Look at the hair and how it motions and it bends and flex. More water physics. Environmental. Okay, here's the biggest thing. Titanoboa. I remember the Titanoboa having webbed frills, like duck feet, if you will, attached to its head. That's honestly is like really interesting and cool. But in Ascended, it looks like they changed the model and redid it because you can see the roundness of the model. You see the textures and everything else of how each individual scale has a roundness to it, as if it's like an individual piece attached to the frame. And the water physics, as you see, is coming out of the swamp or the river, or I'm assuming it's a swamp. Just got legend physics. Okay, now here's the other thing I want to talk about. Okay, the building structures. Do you not see the first thing I saw when I saw this trailer? That's a pillar. That's a triangle side wall, of triangle left side wall, because again it has the wood on the left hand side, or the logs like the walls here. So that's left hand facing. More pillars. Like in Ark, you can never have pillars sideways. You can only have them face up, like straight up and down. So that's like really cool if you can actually do that style. And they also have inverted wood logs or walls, because they have this beautiful style, like for the outside, and then this is on the outside, while this would be seen on the inside. Same with the wooden windows. And then let's talk about the roofs. Like the roofs would look like this. That's all they look like. It was like round. It's not that pretty, but these are actually looks like planks, actual planks. Like somebody milled them with a axe or a table saw, or salvage them from a wrecked ship, most likely, because you see cracks and wear and tear and weathering. It's like, oh. And also, if you look at the characters here, you got one on sitting in a chair, one's walking around, one's playing with a monkey. Do you not see the shine and the glitter? Because it is actually raining in this film, or in this section of the trailer, and it's actually having refraction. And if you look at the lights, you see the ambient glow. I just want to see. Yeah, so the ambient glow, there's actually form of refraction. See? It actually flickers and moves the actual torch, but the light is just like a basic ambient glow. Now, it would be nice if they had it flicker and sputter and shift, because again, it's torchlight. It would be really amazing if they can actually add something like that, even though it's not a super detail, but it's technically how a torchlight would behave. And then the other thing, you see all this vegetation? In Ark Survival Evolved, you wouldn't be able to have ambient vegetation growing around your base. You have at least 3 to 4, maybe 5 feet from whatever foundation you place. Things will not grow whatsoever. You get occasional harvestable berry bushes to thatch bushes to occasional tree. That's honestly a real rarity if you place everything just right, so it has a renewable source. But other times things don't regen near a base. You gotta explore outward, kind of thing. But plus, I'm seeing a lot of the canvas armor. Then you got the desert armor. I think those are the desert pants or flak pants, because in the metal, or maybe the metal boots anyway. But that's still like not. God, I am. Okay. So, I'm trying to get a good shot because this is the other thing I want to actually talk about. There we go. That's the best I'm going to get. So, you see the actual scales, the individual scales on the brow right here, and then the actual connection tissue or other form of scales or miniature scales down here. And you also how they actually have the jowl for the actual skin sections, because it's like a mixture of the two, which is honestly really, really impeccably awesome. But you see the crevices, the cracks, or the valleys that's in between the scales and the skin, and if you look at your hand, it's actually quite similar in how it flex and bends and stretches. I find that's like really amazing, and I have some high expectations for this. The other thing I'm really like finding really cool is how they added these feathers. Like it looks like each individual feather, like a pin feather or like a flight feather that's coming out of its would it call it a crown or crest? Would it be a crest? Because it's again, dinosaurs are not all lizard like this. They actually had feathers. The true of the sense, but it's just like each individual has its own length. It's a random length, height, puffiness, color. Even you even got full-grown feathers on the back of its head like that. And it's like it would be really awesome if they actually had individuality that had dynamic movement, like airflow, like because you saw the trees, right? There should be wind and everything else going through those ever so slightly. Everything's swaying ever so slightly. Wouldn't hurt to add some, environmental change, like not just a rainstorm, sandstorm, snowstorm kind of thing, but windstorms would be a nice touch. And the other thing is the ghillie suit. The original ghillie suit was just like camo netting. Or camouflage netting in a form like a military standard, but this is actual like ferns, giant leaves. I mean, it looks like there's even mushrooms growing on it. Bits of grass. Now this is the other thing I'm hoping to see, because if they're going to be doing Ark Survival Ascended, which is the official title, they're going to have to, handle certain things in a certain fashion. And I'm hoping they're going to do the same thing like they did with Ark Survival Evolve by getting the community to step in and say, we would like to see this, or we want to see that, or this is what we voted for and we want to see it happen, right? Because, having the community input would be so amazing, such as revamping the dinosaur AI. Because having them behave as a pack mentality for raptors, gallimimuses, pack tactics where, one raptor will focus you, others will flank around instead of just rushing all you at once and, bombard you. Even basic herding for the herbivores, even for carnivores, depending on, theorized theory for dinosaurs and how they would behave. And just have a fun little go at it and see how far you can push it. To push the envelope, see if you can truly make a survival game that had sporadic behavior from each individual dinosaur that would be the normal for its species. Look at the water. Look at the splashing water, the ripples, the tail, the Trudon, the light cracks. And you see how it has a gun light? You see the dust and everything? And you got the glow. Here's the biggest thing. If anybody who has ever played Ark before, the drops would just come from the sky, like literally just flow ever so slowly from the sky. You can see them drop. You have to wait for like 10-20 minutes IRL time just for it to drop, and then give you access depending on if you have a level requirement for the drops, such as rainbow drops, or we commonly call them whites, but then again you see multiple different colors in the beam. We call them rainbows. Those are like beginner startups where you get like tier 1 loot or survival loot from blueprints for thatch buildings, wood buildings, even adobe sometimes. You can get cloth armor, You can get a bow, arrows, get spark powder, narcotic, which is something you would use to tame dinosaurs by knocking them out by making narcotic arrows or narco arrows, as we all like to call them, or some of us anyway. But let's continue. But I mean, I'm personally seeing these drops now as these are. It's like, I'm curious what the loot pool is going to be. Is it going to be a level base? Is it going to be, just free for all? Doesn't matter. But I mean, I just love it that now it has legs. It actually has legs. The interesting is like it's organic, organic limbs. And I just pause here because they also did a retouch up on the campfire or the cooking pot. Because oh, it was like, it's really cool. Sadly, the picture is not that great, but this dude's about to get mulched by a Sarcosuchus. As you see, come right out of the water. Now, the Sarcosuchus, I have seen the models for because I played the original Ark that wasn't remastered for Ascended. Sarcosuchus never had all these spikes and horns. Like traditional crocodile. But, it's kind of awesome that they revamped a lot of the models. Like the T-Rex brow line, or eyebrows, I guess you can call them, is more dominant and more aggressive. Totally recognized. That's a T-Rex. Wow, this is a Spino. But also, I just want to bring the attention, like, again, look at the water. If it's like, you see the ripple, you see as if it's a flowing river, and how. And here's the other thing. If they're going to listen to the community, I'm hoping the community thinks of adding hard side, soft side walls, kind of thing, similar to Rust. That you take inspiration from other massive survival games ideas, because again, taking little bits and pieces and revamping it to better suit what you're trying to do for a video game could bring a whole new dynamic. Because again, thatch should be easy for a dinosaur to destroy, even for a normal player to pick out or axe out or set on fire with RPGs or versions of Molotovs or flame arrows, I guess. But for wood walls, it would be slightly harder for a dinosaur to destroy those because, again, they're age-treated planks that were bound together, even with mud. So it's some heavy stuff, so it's pretty sturdy if done right. But again, like, you see how these walls are pointed right here. This is where it would be the hard side wall where it'd take a while for a dinosaur or a player to mine out for as an eco raid, while the other side is the soft side wall, which will make it so much easier to pike out. Plus, the other really cool thing is I see these pillars again. These are some, like, it's really good at design just to bring out for the actual dino gate. So cool. Now, yes, like it's pointed out here, looks like they redid the saddles, because now the saddles actually have a weathered or shine look as if it's been sealed with wax, which is commonly used back in the old days. Plus, they revamped the RPG because it actually looks much more sleek. But the one thing I always wondered was, like, they never added a bridle. Like, they do it for the unicorn and the horses. I can't remember the Latin name for them that I have from the game. Equus. There we go. I remember it's the Equus, because they have a bridle. But a lot of the dinosaurs don't have a bridle or a bite piece that goes into the mouth. Same for the raptors here. I don't see it, unless it's like a small leather strap going through here, because it seems to be defeat the purpose of having this over their head when they can really just lift up their head and it comes right off. But again, I think that's just enough I want to talk about for right now. So, sorry I have to cut the video short, but honestly, I think I talked about enough details. Now I want to see what you guys think of the entire trailer. Tell me what you liked about it. Tell me what you think about it. Tell me what you like to see if the community got together and say, this would be an awesome addition, or something like that. I want to know. I want to see it. I want to hear it. Start a discussion. Start a community of asking what is possible. Because a lot of this is amazing. Like, amazing, amazing. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell to see the next video that comes out on the channel. And I hope you guys have a good day, good week, a good month. Because everybody deserves a smile and a good day. And I hope to see you guys next time. Bye-bye!